Hi, my name's Robin Gilholm. I'm a journeyman mason, as is my son Kyle. We do mainly restoration work. In the wintertime, we have another enterprise called Jawbone Tools.ca is actually the website address, Jawbone Tools, where we craft and sell tools to our fellow masons. And we like to think that they're better than most of the tools that are on the market now for masons to use. I want to talk about something very specific today. It's a new product that we have that we've not yet rolled out. And I'm going to give a little background, and there's something I'm going to dwell on a little bit here, and I hope you'll stay with me. A mason, when he's working, as I am today, I'm building two leads. I don't know if you can see them. This is going to be a precast steps, a stairway in here. This is the bottom bearing point. I'm building two leads presently. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. If someone had been here today with a clipboard and a stopwatch and observed me work, the first thing they would see, and maybe they're new to masonry, they'd see that basically I have a trowel, a brick hammer, I have an 8, a 6, a 4, and a 26-inch level. I have some jointers. What else? I have a tape line. So I have about 6 tools, and through the course of an 8 or 10 hour day, I'm pretty well confined to this loop that involves these tools. What fascinates me is that, coming back to the clipboard, and I'm not trying to embellish at all. If someone had been observing me, they would probably see in the course of every 10 minutes building this block work, I'm looking around for my level. It may be over there because that's where I used it last. I'm having to get up off my knees, tromp over there, get my level, come back. Da-da-da-da. Usually I can't get rid of the level fast enough when I'm done because I want to get back to what I was doing, laying another block or whatever. So the next time I need a level, I don't know where I left it, so I go through the same thing again. That's a lot of slippage through the day. I may squander 4 minutes an hour, 5 minutes an hour, lots of times more, in this type of a setting, because I'm this traveling time thing that I'm doing, all these loops that I'm making that aren't building a wall. They're not helping me build a wall. So that's something that is just a squandering of time. If this happens to be a bid job, if I'm squandering 30 minutes or 40 minutes a day over 24 days that it takes to do this job, what does that become? That's like a day that I have to take into account when I figure out if we even made any money on this job. Another way of looking at it, if I'm talking a bit loud because it's a little bit windy, if we are being paid, and I'm just grabbing a figure here, $18 a block to lay 10-inch block. And because I got all this monkeying around through my day, maybe there's 15 or 20 block that aren't getting laid because I'm too busy trying to find stuff. Or if we're being paid $3 a brick to lay brick, instead of 550, I'm laying 480 in a day. Because I have all this slippage going on all the time. And I don't think it matters if you're a good mason or a average mason. If you're on a job that's production, you're just laying to a line, it's not as big a deal. But in a lot of those, there's a lot of times when it can become quite a big deal. So what we did, this isn't a real good example, but we started looking at our trowels, and the question was, what's preventing the handle from a trowel? What prevents it from being an instrument to level with as well as hold for the mason to hang on to? We procured some acrylic, we turned it into a handle, we pulled the handle off a trowel, we put that handle on, and then we set to work drilling and mounting vials in that handle so we can read plumb and we can read level with our trowel. And just the same way that a level has to be clean, you know, the trowel has to be reasonably clean. I said this isn't a very good example. What happens with us is that for every 10 tools we make, maybe 3 aren't quite up to snuff. They'll go in the recycle bin, they'll go in the garbage, or lots of times they'll go in Robin's toolbox or Kyle's toolbox. This is an example. It doesn't even have a bumper. It's fairly noisy. I kind of like the short handle myself. What we discovered right away is the acrylic doesn't seem to matter how much you bang it around. It doesn't even seem to mark it up that much. The other thing we discovered is because of the action of a mason's hand on the handle, whether he's wearing gloves or bare hands, it seems to have a polishing action. So even after 2 years, this hasn't been touched. This hasn't been repolished or anything. I can read these vials from 5 feet away, no problem. This is an example of a new one with a bumper on it. That's what it looks like. Here's another one. Just to give you an idea. So all of a sudden, not just the quality of my day has improved because I don't have this low level aggravation going on, and we all know there's enough aggravations in a mason's day without adding to it, without having a fight with the tools he's trying to get work done with. I can get more production, I can go home with more money in my pocket at the end of the day, and the quality of my day improves. So that's about all I want to say. These are not yet in our, this is just an old beater. It's not a good example. I showed you the others. If you go to our website, you'll see the joiners that we sell, the rhinos, the elbows, and so on. You will also see now we have the heritage beaters. This particular church beside me here is 175 years old. It's got the box joint on all the limestone everywhere. So this is the kind of tool we're going to use to put the box joint back on the stonework when we tidy up this job. There's a half a dozen different or 8 different styles of heritage beaters there. There are our joiners. We haven't quite figured out pricing and so on and so forth with the trowels yet, but they'll be coming soon too. Thank you for watching this out to the end. If you go to the website, and I hope you will see a lot of background on us, testimonials, why we make tools the way we make them, and there's a place to make comments or leave questions. Kyle especially keeps a pretty close eye on that, and we like to respond promptly to those questions. We're quite eager to have that exchange of information, so I really do hope you'll take a look at that. I think that's about all I wanted to say. Once again, thank you for watching it out to the end, and if you have an idle moment, please take a look at our website. Thanks a lot.